And I'll vote on anything.
Yeah,
If I go through any reporting, then we can.
All right, guys, so now we're over.
You're right.
Can we do staff up
All right, guys, so we're gonna call the meeting to order at 6:07, and we do not have quorum yet. I know some other members are on their way. So shall you take the attendance, Molly, can you do that?
I shall, sir. Claudia Luces,
Yeah.
Emily Garcia,
Emily was out.
She's
tonight.
not gonna be at something.
Hector Bond,
Present.
Jessica Mendoza, Kevin Mackey, Mario Pineda,
President.
and I'm here, Maritza Costa. There's no quorum yet.
There's no quorum, all right, but we can continue, we just cannot vote. Right, so any order of business, any deferrals, additions, or deletions, anybody wants to add anything?
You're gonna have to wait till.
We cannot do that
Yeah.
because,
Yeah, you can't vote on it.
so let's skip that, we can do public comments. Public comments, anybody with public comments?
Here. I'm Ms. Soto. Thank you for having me tonight. I'm just, I applied for the, committee. And I am waiting, I guess, to hear, to see if I made it. And I came.
I gotta stop by the meeting. So I'll be. How bien? Sí, how's it going?
Yeah.
How's it going, bro?
Award.
No, you sir.
Otro committee.
So my record, for the record reflects. that
Yeah, the
Kevin
record will
is here
reflect that Kevin Mackey is here.
And Mr. Amador has joined us. Sir. All right, so we cannot approve the minutes yet. On to staff updates, any updates, Señorita?
Yes. I want to call your attention to your agenda packet, and just remind you guys that the invoices for the Dogwood the Imagination Library are there. So you have December and January. So to date, you guys have received all 2020, all fiscal year 2024 invoices, which started back in October. And then I know I owe you guys like info on what your credit was from last year, because it comes out of a different account, as I mentioned, not the one that you see in your budget. So last year, you guys carried over from last fiscal year to this one, you guys carried over a total of $1,366. So you can add pretty much your amount that you can spend on that for this year is the $4,000 that you were given for council for this year, plus the $1,366 that was carried over.
So 5366.
Yes, so that's your total. I want to mention that some of this is, finance went back and just double checked all the previous years. So there's been balances that have been carrying over, as I mentioned, for a couple of years now. But to date, that's what you had carried over into this fiscal year was $1,366. And that's also including, I don't know why, but they give us like $40 credit every year or something. So that all includes that.
Is there a way to get an average of the yearly expenses of that, of what we spent for the year without credit?
How much was spent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can pull up.
If we do an average, we've done about 3 months, and it's $1,200, it's about $425.
I think it really varied the last few years because COVID was like weird. But yes, I have access to know how much you guys have spent for this school year, yes. And then the other thing I wanted to bring your attention to was just a reminder on the committee reporting schedule, anything important that needs to be reported to council, any requests that need to be made. Please prepare in advance so that you have it ready for when you go report. So education advisory is up March 12th. And October 29th, which I believe are dates we agreed on this meeting. I mean, with this meeting.
That one.
Yeah.
Anything else? We're good with that? Claudia?
And Mara, I'll get back to you with the. I can pull up like the expenses from the last few years.
So I guess Maritz, can you reflect that Claudia and Jessica are here, so we do have.
So if you want to go back to item
We're gonna go back.
item 3.
So we're done with staff updates, so order of businesses, guys, any additions, deletions, or proposal you all want to make? Anything on your minds? Hearing none, we're moving on to the approval of minutes where we did public comments. October 3rd subcommittee meeting, do we have those minutes or we still don't have it? We're gonna table that to the February meeting. And November 27th, we do have those here. So we can take a minute to read them, and I need a motion to approve those minutes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Was this the November 27th meeting where we also discussed the SRP? The standard response protocols from the school?
Yes.
Because I don't, am I missing it? Do you guys see it anywhere in the minutes? I think just because we are the education advisory board, I think it should be included in the minutes to reflect the fact that, you know, we tried to bring this information to everybody so that all parties are aware. So I think that, that's what I'm saying, I don't see it, but maybe that's why,
That's
second, you know, third, fourth, 8 pair of eyes are welcomed.
So that would follow their announcements that you made it or?
We were having it, I think, under the,
You were talking about the women's stuff.
yeah.
Enforcement or something, and then
Mhm.
you mentioned it.
Yeah. I just think it's one of those important things that really should be mentioned because that's what the Education Advisory Board here is supposed to do. So
They did bring it up to the, the commander, they said that they are aware of it, but that it doesn't affect them anyway, because those are school codes compared to their codes.
right, yeah, they just have to be, everybody has to be aware of the difference. Because lockdown for them, it's different for a lockdown for us.
Right.
So there has to be an understanding because when you start making the calls. And, you know, we're not speaking the same lingo or even familiar with it, then that leaves room for error. So that's why I said it's always good to make sure that, you know, even if it's repetitive, that we make sure that rather than assume that everybody knows, we make sure everybody knows, which is why I think it's important to include it in the minutes to make sure that it was addressed.
So how do we get it to them?
So
that would be a second part, like, okay, we let them know, but then how do we, do they? do you guys
You
have-
can provide us, you could probably provide an update to us.
yes.
See? So we can put it in here that we mentioned it, and then in the minutes that are gonna be presented the following meeting, which are gonna reflect what occurred today, then you can have the answer from our town police department.
How they
Yeah.
know.
At the last meeting, if I may, I believe you guys added it under announcements, because you're right, Officer Amador
Right.
mentioned the program, and then that's when that came in, and then you guys requested that I shared it with
Correct.
our police officers, and it was shared via email. So
Exactly.
that's the only update I have.
So that's why I think it should
So
like
then
read.
we add it.
Yeah, I think it should be added.
So the secretary will need to send me updated minutes so that I can then include those as your minutes.
So I just think that needs to be amended and added into that.
Okay, I see this.
So there's no, so we would have to add it under there.
Under announcement,
announcement.
so we just go back to Emily and have her add it. So can we approve the?
So can,
What is the wording?
would you make a motion to add?
That's not even a motion, because it's not really,
It's there, something we discussed.
Right, you make a motion to amend the minutes, I move to amend the minutes to reflect.
but we haven't adopted them.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think we haven't adopted. What are we amending?
You're amending the minutes, and you adopt them as amended.
We're just offering a correction that I think what we can do is table this item now, send them back to Emily, and then next meeting, we can at that point vote on the two.
That works.
Just makes it simpler. Bookkeeping, you know.
So I guess, you know, I'll get back to Emily on it, or can you send them just to add it on their announcement? It could be maybe 10B. It's where-
No, it's just a bullet, yeah. it's just a
Exactly.
bullet.
Exactly.
So we won't approve those minutes.
Okay, so we'll table them until the next meeting, so we'll have 3 sets of minutes to approve at that meeting. Student member updates, let's move on to that.
Yeah.
Señorito.
So, I and I had a conversation regarding the digital.
Yes,
Book
digital
plate.
school flyer.
Digital school flyer that the EAB has decided to make. So, and I can, correct me if anything I'm saying is wrong, but apparently the schools have sent the images, but they're all really low quality images. So I'm gonna be working, with the students from each of the schools with their yearbook department. Or their journalism class to have the students work with their teacher to get me a couple of pictures that are high quality and high resolution from the yearbook or from the journalism classes. And then I'll forward those along to Isle, just because that way we'll have high quality pictures, because she says that currently with the pictures they sent, it's not gonna look any good. So I'm gonna be working with the students on that. That's really my update for this month. And then towards the end of the school year, hopefully we can do another meeting or something like that, but I'll be working with the students
We
on
reached out to them already?
this month. No, but this month we're gonna be working on that. The only thing is, I know the yearbook teachers, at least my yearbook teacher, he doesn't like sending pictures to like out, because until they're published. But I can work around that. We'll talk with the students and administration or whatever it may be. And I think that also adds just a nice touch in general by saying that all those pictures that are in the digital flyer were taken by students. I think that's a nice thing as well. But that way we'll have high quality pictures that can be put on the digital flyer.
Are we missing anything else for the flyer other than the picture?
Well, I believe I shared all the info that was given to me to you guys via link, I believe, back in November. Let me know if you need me to resend, because it's probably expired.
Was there any?
I'm just gonna say yes. Okay.
Back then, Miami Lakes Middle,
Correct, it was.
the Miami Lakes Education Center.
Well, as of right now, I believe I'm only missing one school. I'll go back. I know I gave you, I think, the list, and now we'll go back and I'll make sure Merit's know. We figured we'd top it because we were not having any luck with intergovernmental. And yes, the pictures were really low quality. You guys, any of you saw them?
But I know there was some information, nothing, there's only pictures.
I'll go back and double check if I need any more information.
The page itself will not only have
Yeah,
pictures,
yeah.
it will have a description of
But
it.
The
I-
programs and
Do you know what?
the clubs and
I'll
all.
say HML sent pretty good ones.
Okay.
I don't think there was software that they were pretty bad.
Got it, yeah.
Um,
I mean, I know all the high schools have journalism or yearbook. The middle schools, I know Miami Lakes Middle School does. Does Bob Graham have a yearbook group like students? Yep, so I would assume Bob Graham and Kate does as well, so I'll touch base with everyone and get.
So-
everything.
What you're missing?
In addition to that, I have to go back and double check. I believe I'm only missing one at this point. Since I sent it to you guys, I received one of them. So it's
You
only
want
one.
contact?
school.
Yearbook, moderator.
Yeah, do you have their info?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanna like connect us, that I wanna meet with
Yeah.
the students. right?
I have a question. So what does a digital flyer look like?
That's the one that was
That's the item you said.
presented at council meeting. It was like a proposal. I don't know, maybe from one of the council members.
That's
I
all
believe.
we had, all going back and forth that.
We know that at council meeting that they proposed that Manny brought something up, it was a flyer for the schools. And then, they asked.
That booklet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
So it's a
So,
booklet,
no,
But
now
I
it's
already
gonna be
did
different.
Okay,
For the
gotcha.
cost.
Because of the cost.
great. Okay, gotcha. So it's gonna be multiple pages.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw Weston on their, page, they have one too, like about their area schools and stuff. They have it on their web.
Which one was the one Manny brought? Was it the Western one?
No.
No.
Comment.
I mean, that was like an actual booklet, yeah, but this one, Weston has it like. I
Like a
think on their
digital.
web. Yeah, like this, yeah,
We can look up West to see what they did.
let me see.
So you don't, your update, sir?
Yes, sir.
Moving on to old business, obviously, we discussed that digital school flyer project, we know where it's going right now. So Maritza, you're gonna take the lead, right? And you're gonna contact all the schools. 9B, Miami Lakes Future Leader Scholarship, I believe that the grant company has agreed, right?
Yeah, that's already out.
All
It's
out,
given to the
all-
leaker. Intergovernmental has not given me a confirmation, but it's been sent to them.
They haven't given you a confirmation that they received
That they shared it. No.
with the schools.
Yeah, and in terms of receiving, we haven't received anything from any student just yet.
Do we have a deadline for that?
Yes, we did. It is April 5th.
Do it and then, yeah, presenting.
April 5th,
It's a deadline for them to submit,
yes.
Yes, sir.
and then we unveil in May.
I think it is that you guys invite those people over to receive it at the awards. Yeah,
So we have to have a meeting. between the two.
I believe April 5th is before your April meeting. You guys should be.
So we should-
in
okay.
April, yeah.
Gotcha.
So the April meeting, we pick a winner. And then
Yeah, because your meeting in April is April 22nd, so we'll round them up week of April 8th and share them with you guys digitally, so you can go through them in advance of the meeting,
So right now, we have nobody applied.
as of right now.
And I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like just from a student mentality, when you see that the deadline is May first, not a lot of students are gonna do it
No, I
now.
know, they're
So,
last minute.
like if I were in their place, I'm gonna do it in April,
Yeah.
you know, so,
I don't know, yes.
Yeah, because I know that there's a lot of deadlines that are now like
right, exactly.
end of January.
So a lot of kids are just gonna push this aside, but they'll do it, they're usually gonna do it.
Well, the important thing is that the
Nothing's
schools are sharing the information, right? And remember, it's not only for our 3 schools, it's.
Anybody
kids
else?
Any
of
kid.
yours. Right. Moving on then to the 3rd annual Awards of Excellence, guys. I believe we had a date, right? And did we serve?
Yes, May 10th has been reserved, and the soccer, thing that's going on there they've confirmed that they will not be having anything that day, so you're.
So May 10th is the annual Awards of Excellence. We have not put out the application, right, for nominations?
No, I shared with you guys all the old
Yeah, we have to
nomination
revise that.
forms, because
We're
I
gonna
need you
revise
guys
to
to
make sure they have
confirm.
the address.
If there's anything you need us to add, edit, delete, let me know.
So it has to be a minimum word count as well for.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it can't
Oh,
just
gosh,
be-
yes, that
can't just
one
be a
sentence.
great student, you know, it can't-
So any chance for the next meeting, we can actually print that thing, so we can all,
Sure, yeah.
and then just at the next meeting, it's not,
Do we have a time for those awards?
well, usually we do it in the evening.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
have
know,
it
but
saved at the
just for
same
my
time as
calendar.
last
What's
year.
what's the date again? I'm sorry?
Around 6
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah,
I think we have to be there.
It's from
We have to be there
6:30.
probably around 5.
Yeah, you guys have it
Yeah.
at 6:30.
So
May
6:30.
10th. So what's, it's at 6:30, but us, we would have to be there early.
This year is gonna be.
Anything you need to set up, or?
Cause they usually did all,
Yeah.
but
Like,
we're gonna have to do it all
Tammy's gonna be the
Who
still.
wants to be the committee chair? for that?
So we'll come
We
up.
have to have a committee chair.
I think last time she did a subcommittee.
Well, we did a
She was
subcommittee.
subcommittee, right?
As we get closer, we
We're
gotta-
small, I mean, what are we gonna do, 2 people?
Exactly.
Well,
We're small, right?
It was like, it was like 3 of us.
No, it's gonna have to be all of us. It's gonna be all of us.
Yeah, but that's it, we did
Okay,
subcommittee,
I mean, we have
and we
the
left
date.
it open, and only 3 people showed
That's
up.
what I'm
Um,
saying, so it's just all of us. We all have to be in.
We're gonna, let's just try to get some of the things out of the way. Are we gonna stick with the same categories? Right? So we don't have to change that, right?
I think.
May I
we
make
should
a
do that.
suggestion?
Sure.
Kyle, can you send us what we had last year? Prior to this meeting, next meeting, we already go through it and, you know, we bring our suggestions
Correct.
already in draft.
That might-
What we want to eliminate and maybe what we want to strengthen as far as wording, because, you know, we did have that one sentence
Hmm.
which garnered someone an award. I mean, I think that we should put a little more effort into it. If you really believe in that student, you're gonna have more than one sentence to say about that
Yeah, like
student.
minimum 150 words.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have something else to say, you
A
know?
paragraph.
Something,
paragraph.
Yes.
something. We have to have something.
Give me 3
And you know,
seconds.
you
Yeah.
tell kids, give me 4 or 5 sentences.
Yeah, exactly. It's very true though.
So that might work, just, you know, just have them send out and then we'll just go from there.
And then we can come back with our suggestions, to cut down on our meeting time. If we already come with ideas, then we can just eliminate by, you know, which ones are the best.
What's our date for next meeting?
Third Monday of the month, that's all.
I'm resending it to you guys right now, because I had
And-
printed out in November, so I'm gonna
Are we-
resend it to you guys again.
Are we planning also, say now, can you send out the sponsorship package so we can check on that, see if we're gonna change anything on it as well?
Well, I don't have that. You wanna look at last year's?
Yes,
Okay. Okay, I'll send that
So
one.
Send out the package, that way we have to change anything.
So
we
you
change.
guys
Yeah.
are gonna receive both then.
then it would be the 19th, but the 19th is President's Day, so I don't think we should.
It'll be
that day.
Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I'll have to work with you or whoever to reschedule the meeting, based on that and based on staff availability that day.
And we don't have any, we don't want to miss a day. It's,
Yeah, exactly. It's closed. I'm gonna be out of office for a couple of days, so I have to check availability.
You don't know what, you can check your calendar now.
I have to go against town clerk's office and staff as well.
What, the meeting?
Yeah.
Oh, so we didn't have a meeting set for February.
Yeah, right now I have to change the meeting.
Settle because it's a holiday, we have to.
Right, so we don't have a
Yeah.
meeting date.
Before or after.
Right.
Okay.
I can work with whoever in the next couple of days to reschedule it.
Anything else on the annual awards of excellence? So just so that you know, Marit's already committed that his nonprofit will donate $250.
The same
Right,
sponsorship as last year. Io, can you reach out Who was it last year that reached out to all the sponsors?
I can
Yeah,
resend, I can
definitely.
just send the follow-up, so you guys said you wanna.
Yeah,
review the
let's just see the sponsorship package, see what we want before we send it out to them
Okay.
again, and then we'll go from there.
Okay,
But definitely.
there's a lot of sponsorships, a lot of sponsors, like they're gonna wanna start hearing about it now,
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
So,
because if not, you're not gonna get.
But
but I
if
think
you
we need
ask,
to,
it's gonna
I
be-
think we need to look at that sponsorship.
Okay, you wanna like revise it?
Moving on to the EAB student member position, so as you guys know, we've discussed this not too long ago. About reopening that position on a yearly basis, for students to apply. That doesn't mean we're trying to keep the customer rates, we're just trying to.
Absolutely. You can get other students involved, given the opportunity, 100%.
So I know that, I believe the vice mayor had put something on the agenda, I believe it passed, that before that item came up, right?
For, yeah,
The
I
student
mean,
advisor position, to make it a yearly position.
yeah, which, I mean, you guys had already agreed to do that at one of your last
For
meetings.
whatever reason, he decided to put it on the agenda, so. I did reach out to him because he said middle and high school, I was very clear, I don't think sixth graders really can do this, you know what I'm saying? So it's really our discretion to appoint whoever applies, and
Do we have any applications?
we have,
So, yeah, one has
one.
been shared with you guys, the only one we received, and then based on what you were just mentioning, from previous minutes where you guys originally agreed to this position, it was 8th through 12th grade, so that's what staff took and put out to them.
and I think that's what it should be. My ninth grader might be able to.
But that's not what the ordinance said,
I mean, if somebody applies, we just have to accept the application, I guess.
What does the ordinance say?
the one that, the.
Middle school.
They just changed it to middle school and high school.
But at the end of the day, it's the board votes for who they want. So if a sixth grader applies, you guys just don't select that student.
Right, I just think, when making these ordinances, we have to really think about these things,
Absolutely.
You need to have at least some understanding, like you're sitting here, but you have an understanding of how government
Right.
works.
No, I.
And it's not that you can't sit in on the process, because this is a public meeting.
Right.
You can definitely participate.
Right.
Even through comments, but I think to make sure that we make the most of our time, because I know that we're all busy, we all struggle just to get here sometimes. Speaking for myself, but so, again, I just, for the sake of efficiency and being productive. And I think that we also need to do that, again, if they want to, in my opinion, you want to kind of train yourself for
Right.
for that position. That's something that you can include in your application. Hey, I attended X amount of EAB meetings at a middle school level to hopefully be able to jump in at a high school level.
Right, I agree, I agree.
When do we have to vote on the?
So I know that the application's been put out, we
Yes,
do have one applicant.
yes.
We've always talked about this being a position, based on the school calendar year. So it's not somebody we need to place right now.
Okay.
I think we should have it open at least until May 1st.
I can tell you guys, so before this ordinance came into the picture, you guys had already discussed this a couple of months back.
Mhm.
So staff went off of, that's kind of what's been put out. If you guys want me to update that, I'm happy to, but that's what was sent to the Laker because it was done before that. So I can tell you that what you guys agreed on.
I was gonna say, is there a closed off days or a deadline?
Yeah,
Okay. What
you
was
guys
that?
may have not set the exact date, but I did it based on the
It's
time.
it's campaign season.
Okay,
So you guys mentioned that you wanted the person to be in for. Hold on, let me open the press release. I believe it was somewhere around May or something.
I think it makes sense for the student to be in just from school year to school year. That's what I think. And it helps,
the whole concept is made for there to be a
there's the
transition.
summer to
Yeah,
transition, because then summer, that new student can come in, learn the process without really having to
agree.
have already worked in
Yeah,
school,
like-
I think it should be calendar year.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe like, maybe choose. If we have more than one application in May.
Yeah, so we did deadline to apply May 10th.
May
Okay, so they have May 10th, so then that's how it was structured, that May 10th, and then.
You guys select them
So
maybe.
then for the summer, and then they go, so it's already established.
Yeah, maybe they can be a transition period.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not,
That
again,
would
I'm
be
not, I'm
nice.
not picking,
No.
but I don't want you to feel like we're.
That's what
But
you
it
guys
is, you
agreed.
brought that too soon. so-
Okay, I am confused. Why was that brought up if we had already discussed it? It was part of our,
Yeah.
I mean, we've had him here already. Why was it brought up to the council? I
Council
don't
brought it
understand. Right, but
Who brought it up?
why?
Zeta?
No, yeah. Like, who put it, one of you? What?
Campaign season.
So I'm like, why was it brought up if it was already established in our
Let me tell you-
committee?
Let me tell you what I understand of it.
I'm just very
I
confused.
believe because I received a call from a student asking why, right?
What?
Why is it that we are not doing this on a yearly basis?
But we are.
No, but at that time, I think it was very vague, right? Do you remember that we had put the applications, nobody applied, I think Maurice was the only one who applied. We may
Okay,
have to go in front of council to ask for an exception, because he doesn't live in
right,
in
right,
Miami, but he was the only applicant.
right.
So it hasn't been discussed anymore. This one kid felt that we had not advertised it enough, that he was not aware of it.
So
So
he said it was put
it
out
was,
before the
I
council.
saw it, no,
I
no,
think-
because about,
We applied to one of the council members.
so I think he's the one that started calling council, and,
Well, the kid
that's
doesn't
my
live in the area
understanding.
either, so.
But then again-
It's the same thing.
all we can do in fairness is open it up every year. To see.
But
who
isn't
wants
that
to
what we were
apply.
going to do anyways? Every year we
No.
opened up, like that was part of what we had already said.
We're just putting it officially.
But on a school calendar year is when.
But I think it was always gonna be like that, there's a transition, and then come September, when school starts August. That kid hopefully has the experience or feels comfortable enough moving on.
So we have more to choose from, so we can actually have a fair voting.
Well, if not, it becomes a one person.
No, yes,
That's the thing, same
Like
thing with
with
that
our-
already.
like with our nomination, our end of the year.
Right.
At the end of the day, we're doing our end, it's being advertised, we can't force people to
Yeah.
See
apply.
it, wherever
Same way we
applies.
can't
I've
force
seen
people
it,
to
I've
attend
seen it
things that
advertised.
we put it out there.
so I've seen it out there.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it.
At the end of the day, like I said, it's one person, I see Mr. Maurice not applied yet. But that's his prerogative,
I see last time.
you know, I made.
No, now we want to be a superstar, want to be on videos
Yeah.
and on TV.
You have bigger fish to
You
fry.
want to be on videos now.
All right, guys, anything else related to the position you guys want to discuss? So we're good with that. I think we're all on the same page. New business, YATF Youth Leadership Award. So Moritz, I know you're the one who had requested that that be put on the agenda.
So, the YTF, the Youth Activities Task Force, just created this award. It's not a scholarship, it's just a recognition to award the volunteers. We work with lots of volunteers on a yearly basis that work hard at our events. So this would be awarded, to a high school senior. It's just something the committee wanted to create. The idea was to give it at the state of the town. But for the class of 2024, that state of the town has already passed. So applications are currently open until February the 16th. So if you guys know of anybody who wants to apply, has to be a high school senior, either live in Miami Lakes or go to school in the town, and is somebody who represents volunteering and who has dedicated themselves to that. So just wanted to advertise that to you all. And yeah, so if you guys know anybody who would like to apply, it's advertised on town social media. They can find the application on the website. And it's just,
So let me ask you this, in our awards, we don't have an award similar to that, right?
no, I don't know if that's something yet the committee wants to do.
I thought we have something similar.
We have
but-
something similar.
Possibly, you guys have awards for everything, for every grade, for sixth, for fifth, eighth and twelfth. This is just, something YTF wanted to do as a separate initiative. Just because we work with hundreds of volunteers every year, and we just wanted to,
And I to put you on the spot, because I do recall watching that meeting. In which your chair brought it up. And I do recall your chair saying, we don't want to work with EAB. Have you guys worked it out?
and
I mean.
I don't-
I have no issue.
right now, I'm just letting you guys know that this exists, so if you guys wanna share it within your circles,
So it's not a
Okay,
collaboration.
No,
but
right now.
you're not
Just
asking.
announce it.
You're just announcing it.
In other words, you just want us to promote it and.
Like, I do that as individual.
Okay.
You go
for
from
one.
Okay.
if
Volunteer.
right, this is not any official action to be
Yeah,
taken by the
yeah, yeah.
committee.
I see.
If in the future months, something like that develops, I'll come back and we'll.
So isn't that something you're asking for us to do?
No motion.
Personal.
This is a personal thing.
Right now, it's just to share that this exists, right? In the future, if my committee asks that I come back and request any type of collaboration, then that'll be in a future item, but right now it's just to let you guys know. So you guys can promote it within your circles and.
And I know the application has been put out, because you're also, no, you're not.
No,
why-
But it's been promoted, the flyers online, I can send it to you all as well. And they can apply online. It's a really good, it's not a super lengthy application process. And they would get a really nice award from the town and just be labeled, Miami Lakes, the winner of the Miami Lakes Youth Leadership Award. It's just a way to reward high school seniors who have been volunteering in the town.
To answer your question, I haven't pulled up one of your
That's my.
categories of community.
The
hero,
call. It's a.
And it said, students who do an outstanding volunteer service that benefits their fellow students, schools, communities.
So does that?
That's why I want to stand alone.
Right, yeah, no, and that's fine. This is the YTF award. I'm just letting you guys know in case you guys know anybody who wants to apply.
When they haven't talked about it.
No, that's up for discussion.
I just,
There's no deadline for that.
February 16th, that award closes,
The word.
but when it's being given out, it hasn't been decided yet.
Who's your chair?
Brian Rodriguez.
So then, since we don't need to vote on that, let's go on to the Miami Lakes Spelling Bee. That is a topic we've discussed for the last couple of years on and off. I know it's come up. But I know, Mr. Mario, that is your item.
My idea is to give with your daughter when you're.
Yes,
Before you run the
yes,
committee.
yes.
I remember.
It's still something that I think the town would, enjoy, especially the children in town. We haven't done it in quite some time. I don't think some of the schools do it, right? The elementary doesn't do it. No. So, perhaps we just do it elementary and middle. I don't think senior high would want to participate in something like that. What do you think?
Elementary.
I think it's more of an.
What do you think senior high, somebody?
Do you think you have anybody that
I
would?
think elementary would love it.
I think it's more of an, yeah.
Elementary,
it's
right?
a
I don't
cool-
see
yeah.
anybody on my school.
Yeah, no.
They've got so much stuff on their plate that to make now time
Yeah.
for spelling bee.
I think
it's
elementary would
difficult.
be cute. Actually, I did it when I was a day Christian, when I was little. I loved it.
Did you do that?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, but it was cute, and then I
Yes, you did, you
see it.
participated.
No, I participated, yes, but I
And you
knew
were
it.
good, I'm sure.
But, it's cute and it's very old school.
Yeah.
Which is, I like it, it's like something that was done back in the day. And there's actually schools that still do it, but it's like that small, like Christian schools or small, like community schools that do it, because I know that, Manny D is the commissioner.
Mhm.
His daughters go to a small school and he had told us about it, and they had a spelling bee, because the school's like, they had a spelling bee with old traditional style, they went up, they all did their spelling, they had put it on videos. And it's cute, I love the idea, but how are we going to?
So I was thinking of.
We can ask schools and see how they.
Correct, we could get the schools involved and the
I mean,
students involved as well. So the student would take home a trophy as well as the school. That way the school
right, the
has,
school has a recognition, right?
And where would that funding come from?
I don't think to get a trophy for that is overly.
The real question, I would
Yeah.
say, is not who's funding the trophy. It's who is organizing this. Who's
Yeah.
coming up with the word, who is gonna be the judge.
Yeah.
That to me
That's
is more of a
That's what-
problem.
So should we contact the school that's already doing it, see what their procedures are, see how
They
they.
need a rule package.
Right,
We
right.
need
how
them
they-
to
like, how
participate,
to get an
have
idea from a school that's already doing it.
Because we need them to kind of eliminate some of those students and give us the top
Right.
5 that say.
No, I'm talking
I have
about
an
schools that
idea.
are doing it. Like, get their packet, see how they do it, and then implement that in the schools in the area.
For the middle school, that one of
You'd
the
have to develop-
vocabulary
You
class.
have to
they use
develop
the
a packet.
Shakespearean
that they can all
list.
see.
It's not So you can even work off, kind of tie it into the vocabulary class that we already fund. And they can work off the Shakespearean lists. And that may be, one way to reinforce the vocabulary for those kids.
Middle school.
And that's middle school. For
Yeah.
elementary, then you have to look,
Yeah.
for elementary, you have to look for a different source.
So the chair, can we make it a requirement as part of our funding clause? That if they accept the funding, they need to commit to sending 3 kids to the spelling bee? Like,
But
we
that's
fund the
what's that.
vocabulary class.
For all the
So
schools.
as a requirement.
Yeah,
for
they-
middle
yeah,
school,
yeah.
middle school,
Out of the testing, they
if we
send.
give you this money, can we make it a requirement
You
that
said.
the kids need to send a team? to
I would say you
represent?
do a pilot
Okay,
approach,
but I-
and then if it works, and depending on what the participation is, maybe then revisit that
Remember,
for
it's
the
only
following
4
year.
years.
right, that's true. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you require it, then we're gonna
Because
have
for middle
them
school,
for
we
the
have, we'd have to, no, and the other one is by, so it's just
For middle,
Yeah,
yeah,
but it
but
used to be
like
those
even then you don't want to have a.
Elementary, yeah.
But elementary schools, you
No,
want
of
to,
course.
so maybe there'll be a Maybe there could be a different type of incentive,
Yeah,
maybe there
just
could be,
You could do,
Maybe the next
They want the
day,
lakes.
participate.
I would say a pizza party, a cash prize, something like that for the kids, that's what they like, you know.
There's a lot of.
So you can have, yes, the recognition, and then the kids get a free pizza party, you know, whoever it is that wins, because you know, they like that kind of stuff.
See if I can.
I still like pizza parties, and I'm significantly.
See, we
I don't even know
have.
where to begin. Just leave it. I don't even know where to begin.
I mean,
There's.
Kevin, if you know of any school that does it.
I'm looking now, there's an organization I work with, that we don't have to reinvent the wheel, we can
Yes,
use
I
their
know.
list of words, it just has
Yeah.
to be. To make it fair, you know, you have to share that with everyone, I'm assuming you have to
Yeah.
go through your governmental affairs to
Through the chair, I have to go,
share it with all. the
I was
kids,
gonna
yeah.
go back on the video and finish the minute.
I can find for you guys, yeah, because there's a few accreditation groups that run spelling bees.
Hector, for us to get this done through intergovernmental, that won't be the process. So we asked for us to have a spelling bee.
I think we have to go before council, right, to create an event. And then once it's approved, if we approve it, then we gotta go into governmental, so.
Do we have to go to council?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and-
you guys aren't approved for this. I'm trying to go through your. I don't
Do we
see
need
it.
approval for that? Do we need approval because it's just a funding thing, or do we need approval because?
I actually
of-
brought this to
No,
council. one
whenever
time.
it's a new like event activity that we're gonna
I'll
put the
need
town
them.
name on.
Okay, I got you.
So then we could put it on the March.
Do we still have miscellaneous money? In the budget?
No,
Okay.
no.
And that's the thing, right? Like,
Can I give you guys a copy of your budget today?
Budget.
and I'm sure we could get somebody to sponsor it too. I don't wanna do that.
I see it. I got it.
So would you like to move, sir?
Because I would cover that if we did, and then some. The extra money that we have from
For what?
the,
From the one?
the 14, what was it?
Well,
We
you
don't have
can't
any.
necessarily count on that because remember your expenses have gone up for the last year when it comes to that. You guys are averaging for sure higher than what you were. And the only reason you're not going over your budget is because of that extra. The program just keeps going up.
Which program?
The Dolly Parton Imagination.
Okay.
Again, I don't think sponsorship is an issue.
Right, right.
But
But
we need to
that
get
would be the
approval.
way to go.
The only thing is we need to get it
Thank you,
approved.
Kevin.
This is a more updated one. yeah.
As it is, we only have $388 left on the event category. And that's probably gonna get used in the awards.
That's elementary.
Any other comments related to the spelling bee?
This is the one I just sent, this is the updated one from Scripps, it's by levels, they don't do it by grade level.
So
So
level
which one's
one.
the second one you said?
The last one, I just sent one, it's
The one
probably,
that's like a list?
probably in transit, yeah, this is the updated Scripps one,
Oh, there it is. It's coming in there.
yeah.
Oh,
So you guys would have to have this ready by February meeting so that it can be added to the March.
So this will be for next school year? We're doing the beginning of the year?
Well, we have to be, well, hopefully, principal are gonna want to do it during
Yeah.
the price
No.
testing season.
nobody's gonna wanna do this at the end of the
No,
school year. It
absolutely.
has to be done.
Gotta be like a.
At the
fall,
first
right?
quarter.
Yeah.
First quarter kind of get.
Regardless,
things
if we still
going.
get the ball going now. we can
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
we can, yeah, it's gonna take time
to rush
anyway.
it.
I think it's a
Everything
great
else, we
idea.
have time.
So
But we have to put it on the,
Okay,
the council.
And then when you-
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
yeah,
March
get it
or
all
April,
set up
it
and
won't make a
ready.
difference because it's not
So
gonna
that-
start until the
Right.
beginning of next year. So when you do it March, April, or even May.
Right, but we have to take it to council in March,
Yes.
Yeah, trust me, they're
Yes,
saying
yes,
it, but why
yes.
March?
because
Because
that's what.
now we have our
We can only
calendar
go twice
twice
a
a
year,
year.
we have specific months that we can go.
Right, but I'm sure that you can go if there's a special.
You either have to, switch
No, they
with
want
some
to
other
go
committee.
Yeah, but we're not doing this. anyways.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, there's no, why do you have to have it ready by March?
Because the next meeting's at the end of October.
Okay,
and-
but
and-
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna come out with this, I'm the taxpayer, and if
I
I talk to an
completely,
address.
I agree.
I'm gonna
I agree
address you what I
completely,
want to.
completely, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say that on the record, especially if it's something for the community.
But
if it's
apparently
something
they
that
didn't
just comes
want,
out.
they don't want like 5 reports.
It's not a report, it's a request.
Yeah,
So-
so as an individual, obviously in public comments, you guys are always welcome to, but in
Exactly.
terms of coming from the Education Advisory Board, in terms of your committee report that is handed into the agenda packet, it is March or October. Or as Mara was stating, if you have a committee to switch with you that isn't interested in going up for that in their given month, then that can be done as well.
But listen, the bureaucracy is what really kills me, and we're a small town, I don't wanna work like the federal government. If we come up with an idea, and all you have to do is just propose the idea, and I'm not shooting the messenger, okay? But if you just wanna kind of propose the idea, we should have, I'm not reporting anything, I'm just gonna say, hey, council, I wanna have a spelling bee, this is what we have, you guys good with it? Okay, great, moving on, end of story.
So outside of this, one, if it's ever for funding, you guys can always give it through the liaison and we can add it in the manager's report and we'll do it on your behalf. And in terms of, if there's just anything between these 2 months that needs to be reported to council and you guys just can't wait till then, you can always do through like documents, whatever, an email that you need us to put on, we can always do that.
Okay,
This
so
is
we
more
have,
of an
There's a way.
email.
that's my point, I just don't tell them ahead of
Yeah.
time.
No,
Not
we're not-
the taxpayer.
There's not time, there's a way.
Just don't know what to do. That's it.
Send one of the council members added to the agenda for.
And yeah, there's-
Right, that's
They can-
another
they
way
can
you can
individually
do it,
do it.
individually
Yeah.
do it, correct.
So on.
They just don't want us reporting it every month.
Yeah, it's not a report, doesn't say, there's a difference between a report and a request.
So I know that this has caused a lot of controversy in the chair meeting, this is an item that we've
It
argued a
was
lot.
it was a hot topic.
It was a very hot topic. A lot of committees feel a lot like you feel, Claudia.
Yeah.
We agree.
I don't think that I should.
I shouldn't have to do this.
I think it's up to the town manager and the way he wants it run and the items he wants to bring up. I don't think the
Yeah, but
council.
I'm
has
just gonna
changed it.
remind everybody, we're the taxpayers.
Right, I
I'm just
get it, I
gonna,
get it.
we're volunteers here, we're the taxpayers, and if you're bringing forth this idea, we see the rules bent all the time. Don't put parameters in me that are gonna shut me up and then not be able to do something good to the community. That's my point. Okay, I'm done, I'm gonna stay in my corner.
There's a way around
My
it.
point,
There's a way around it.
don't give me coffee.
There's a way around it.
Here.
Like, obviously, yeah, so-
I didn't have any because I just.
No, don't give me, I don't need it.
So, but I understand where you're going, and again,
Mhm.
most committees feel the same way. But it's up
Okay.
to,
Okay,
So
so
I
the
didn't
spelling bee-
agree.
Wait, that.
the spelling bee that they used up there is also the one that you
The
sent me,
scripts, yeah.
but it's 2024, the one that they sent, it's the same thing.
Mhm.
So if the school uses it,
I would
we
think-
can use the same. thing.
Absolutely.
So then we would have to pick a narrator, to host it, and then,
Mhm.
Yeah, moderator, write something.
so we would have to host it here in town.
It could be a panel also. it doesn't have to-
that'd be all
Yeah.
person. But we'll come up with something.
It's a great idea.
But then again,
And it's cost effective, it really doesn't.
so it seems like you're okay with having the event, right? So I'll make a motion that we approve holding a spelling bee contest in the fall to be PBA. Because we don't have a date yet,
A second.
Mhm.
so we have a.
What about a venue? Well,
We're already looking
we're here,
at-
right? The chambers. Yeah.
It would
You
be
think that would
great.
be big enough?
I think it would be nice
Yeah,
at
be
the
cool.
town hall. It would be cute.
Because they get up there.
Absolutely.
So we have a motion and we have a second, all in favor?
I,
Hi, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm
We have, we're
sorry.
the only five, not opposed.
I said I was gonna be quiet, so I'm embracing that.
It's all good, Claudia, it's all good.
Don't worry, I'm taking it back.
So. I'm gonna try to flip C and D, so everything at the end goes together. Graduation banners, another graduation banners we've been doing for the last few years since the pandemic started.
can we start on them already?
I think it's about 10
Are we
minutes for
on
every-
three?
in
I mean,
the
are we
graduation
for
banners.
Yeah, you know, these.
So I've already requested the quotes for that. They already have us on schedule for when they're gonna be put up. Give me a second.
That's what we're.
So I just need approval from you guys, I guess, like confirming that you guys want to move forward with this. If that's the case, we already have tentative timeline for this.
What is it?
Give me a second. Yeah, so as of last week, the conversation we had with the vendor, we would let her know by April 29th if we're gonna be moving forward. I'll remind you guys that how we've done it is we move forward if we're able to meet the minimum, because otherwise they're really expensive. And that disclaimer is given at the order form. So we requested based on like the last year's 20, a quote for 20, a quote for 30, and a quote for 40. I'll share those numbers with you guys. And if that's the case, April 29th, we'll let them know, hey, yes, we are gonna move forward with this, we met the minimum. We would have to send in artwork by May 3rd, which is more of a stock thing, so April 29th would be the cutoff. And then they are putting us on calendar either for the week of May 20th or May 27th. Which
I
is
think we launch it. So
falls in line.
Yeah.
they already have the pictures. there. Most of them.
We're
Yes.
ready to launch on our end, the form is ready. I need confirmation that EAB wants to move forward. with this.
Are you making a motion to move forward?
I make the motion that we move forward with the graduation batch.
Do we have a
I
second?
second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right. So 10C, so I'm going backwards. So obviously you all heard that Daylene Garcia has resigned her position within the Education Advisory Board. I personally will miss her because she was the driving force
did
between the
excellent.
awards ceremony. And she participated in every single event in the town. I think she missed many meetings and
Yeah.
she was always present. So I personally will miss her. I also have a concern that as she goes, Emily will go. So that might be a second opening. I did reach out to the town once we got the email and at that point, we had no applicants. But I just found out that we do have an applicant who's sitting on a meeting. Minnesota is an educator at Barbara Goldman Senior High.
Awesome.
So, at least we have somebody interested
So who,
and that is great.
but Emily's still here. Well,
Emily's
it-
still here.
That would have been a position, so
Oh, what?
that would have been Carlos the one that.
Correct.
So we don't have anybody for
We don't
him.
have anyone.
So there's no one to appoint if she goes, so hopefully she doesn't. And then who put Dane? Do you guys know? 'Cause that's who has to appoint somebody, right? Like that
Yeah.
council member is the one that has to,
You were Manny, you were who?
Lewis.
So it has to be Josh.
Daylene is,
Has to be Josh, right?
Okay, so then Josh is the one that has
Would
to.
have to
appoint.
appoint.
And Emily is Carlos?
Yes,
And you have,
that's what they had told me.
Carlos's.
and you have to have two, two meetings or just one?
Let me open those, with
think
since they don't
it's-
do it
It
sometimes.
doesn't even matter.
Because I
It
would
doesn't
probably
matter.
be two meetings, but like, for example, when Connie got reappointed, she did not. attend the
Because she
meeting.
had attended meetings in the past.
Yeah, they had already, they.
Yeah.
had the
Been
big one.
part of it.
Okay. And the fact that she sits in a different committee.
Yeah, so I might be fine.
I mean, I just think it'd be good to make it.
Councilmember,
more-
appointed the councilmember, and she was member,
Why-
blah, blah,
why-
blah. Yeah, then, so I mean, you can go to the direction.
Just
of
email her.
and then-
Yeah.
I know.
So I mean, hopefully within the next few weeks, we have a new appointee. Somebody to make the committee whole temporarily, until it starts opening up again. So, and that's the only person that's applied that you're aware of, right?
It's only
I
one.
have, again,
You have no-
I only asked last time and I didn't have anything, but so I guess.
That has to come from. And the rules keep being that you have to live in the town or work in the town, or you have to live and work in the town.
Either or.
Either or,
Okay, so you don't have to live in the town as long
because you're working.
as you work somewhere.
But if not, I'd be disqualified because I only work here now. Maybe I don't live here now.
Yeah, but you would have been grandfathered in anyways.
Yeah. they-
Oh, no, I don't know.
you and it's-
So I'm just saying, oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Once you're in, you're in.
And you're only away to that, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
But the rules are as long as you work or live in the town.
Yeah, 'cause I remember when I did live here, I had asked, because remember we had somebody that was here for like, I think like 2 or 3 months. That he didn't live here, he was like, maybe Gardens or something. Do you remember that man? Were you here?
I think there was a neighbor too, no, I
You
was.
were
He
here for
didn't
like,
work here either.
no, he wasn't
He
anything.
was in
And he
anything.
was here for like 1 or 2 meetings, but then he left.
So just,
And
And that
as
was
you
brought
guys
up.
asked
that you
about
have
the
to work
rules.
within-
Yeah, he's out.
The current rules say attend one regularly scheduled committee, so this counts.
Only one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Any chance I know she can reach out to Councilman Dieguez, but
Mhm.
can we submit saying, hey?
You guys
she-
can, yes.
To
All I,
Gina or to the
you
council?
guys can go to the council member directly and let them know.
Directly, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do that too. All right, guys, AD elections is the end of January. We need to hold elections. But obviously, let me start by saying this, so. Obviously, I've made it very aware that I intended to run in November for council. Things have obviously changed when the vice mayor resigned. I switched seats and my thinking at the time was that I wanted to see what it was like, right? I don't wanna run for something or sit somewhere that you don't make a difference. If you don't make a difference, then you're just wasting your time, right? So I figured, 2 years is plenty of time for you to know that's something that's really your calling, something you really wanna do. And when I commit to something, I like to follow through. I've been sitting on this board for 5 years. I don't recall ever missing a meeting, a subcommittee meeting, an event. I've tried to be present in everything, and if I was to be elected at some point, I want to be able to do the same, right? So things change, obviously. Somebody got nominated to fill a position, the council stayed 3-3, and that triggered a special election in April. So it is my understanding that in about 2 weeks, it's a qualifying period, a week or 2 weeks from now. And I do intend to file for that seat, which means I have to resign from this board as well, right? So I'm not resigning today, but I anticipate within the next week or two, I will be resigning unless something major happens, something changes.
So you have to resign to run?
So I had originally hoped that if it was in November, I would go through at least the beginning of the summer,
You have to do the same thing.
yeah.
You have to still,
Uh,
he doesn't because.
yes, it's in April.
When is qualifying, really?
I believe it's the 5th of February.
Okay.
Mm,
And you have to resign once you,
Once you
Qualify.
qualify, you have to
Mm.
resign. That is my understanding of the rules, and so I anticipate this will be my last meeting. So with that, I would like, and guys, I do think you guys have been awesome, to work with. We had some good times, we had some disagreements, but at the end of the day, we all got along. I think you guys are probably, I still think we're the best committee in town. So with that, so for 3 years, I've been nominating the same person to be chair. I would like to nominate Jessica to be the chair again.
I can't.
Also,
Listen, I gotta,
I can't,
I like to be consistent.
I can't, because you have to give 110%,
You do.
and I cannot give 110%, like, not this year. I will-
So,
I can nominate, can I nominate?
Don't even, don't even.
no,
Don't even, I
you're not gonna
saw-
nominate, because I wanna do it.
No.
So with that, I wanna go full circle and nominate then Claudia. to be the
Yeah, I'm
chair
gonna have
of
to
the-
decline.
Aye,
For the same
Claudia.
reason, I've got a very, busy schedule, a lot on my plate, a lot.
Yeah, that'll be for circle, full circle, and it's.
You know,
Kevin.
And I-
I'm gonna nominate you then.
I don't have a bandwidth.
That's what it is, it's a lot of work, and you have to give it
It barely
110%,
makes-
Right.
and, yeah. Like
So it-
dedication you have had, it takes a lot, like she did, when she had her book and her.
Remember
Back
that
then you were teaching, but back then you weren't,
Yeah,
the
being a different story.
Yeah.
Now I'm teaching.
So basically, because you have to be present to be nominated, right? So that only leaves you, Mr. Mario. I know it would not be a whole year,
I know.
but hopefully you can hold on to it for a while. So I'll make a motion for Mario to be the chair of the
Mario,
Cleveland
say
Advisory
yes.
Board.
Oh, please. It's just like, cool.
I'll make it-
Business, you
Can we table it to the next,
I don't think we can.
Nobody sees that
You guys are
here.
supposed to do it like this in Jan.
Yeah, so I'm nominating you then, sir. You're the vice chair then, so I think it's a natural transition. You've done it in the past.
What happens in the event that, when I have to resign?
You're from Redneck?
Then you guys have to
No,
do
we
another
have to
elections
do.
for that position.
Mhm.
I'll report till then.
So we have a nomination of Mario, I guess. So nobody else is, so can I make a motion that Mario becomes the
Yeah.
next chair of the EAB? Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Yes,
All
you
in
can add it
favor?
for this, of jobs.
Okay, ladies and
That's your real
gentlemen,
business, so you can.
we need to fill every position, okay?
So is that an aye for my read, just because
Yeah,
we're
aye.
like taking minutes from.
Aye.
See, aye,
Yes.
we all vote.
Where is it?
From,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
just doing it online.
Oh, okay.
He said he had to leave.
So I just
I
wanna make
stepped
sure you guys
out.
all vote.
I didn't
No,
step
no,
out.
didn't
Did you leave? No, I didn't step out.
I did not see him leave.
Oh.
He's everywhere, he's here and there and everywhere.
So I just wanna make sure you pass yours, the vote is yes.
Yes.
Yes, all yeses.
Now, moving on to vice chair,
Vice chair,
so I'll nominate Kevin.
And second.
I heard it.
The responsibilities are minimal, right?
Well, remember, he might not be here the rest of the year.
I might follow the lead.
Yes, but I have till August. I have till
We'll have to August.
So there's a nomination, there's a motion, and second, all in favor? Aye. So ladies, guess what? You still need a
Absolutely not.
secretary.
Not happening.
Just a second. It's not that bad.
You gotta think.
No, I need to still, oh, no, we shouldn't be here.
But we can nominate Emily. I think she's probably, that's what she did. So she did one.
She
And
knew,
this has to
she
be
knew.
done now, then?
It's my understanding that yes.
Why, but if we didn't have quorum, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, yeah, if you guys don't have forum, you don't.
You want me
have
to
meeting.
We still have four of you.
Oh, you do?
I mean, I have 3 laptops, okay?
Not necessarily, you can, there you can
Take
watch
out
the
the
meetings.
yeah. You don't need to do that much.
Well,
What are the
look.
major points?
Exactly, you can do like a couple of things.
It
bullet
doesn't
points.
have to be as,
So for the minutes, in case some of you don't know, it doesn't have to be like all details, it's really just what you really wanna capture is roll call. Call to order time and most importantly, the motion and the vote. That's important.
announcements.
I know it's good practice.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if it takes off any pressure, what you really need to capture are motion.
I'm a minimalist person.
And I can send you a template.
Motions and votes.
And I can send you a template, so you're just following
Yeah.
the agenda.
Okay.
I think she's saying yes.
Whatever, man.
Yes, that's
whatever.
Any other nominations?
Do you need any more? That's it, you got the 3 covered.
We need a
I tried
treasurer.
to put you in the spot. That's-
We need a treasurer now, don't we?
No, we don't have a treasurer. All right, so there's only one nomination, so we'll do. All right, all in favor of Jessica being the secretary?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. So you have our official elections, right? Perfect. Announcements, any announcements, Senor?
So I went to school board and I spoke to them in reference to the
SRP.
SRP. And nothing changed, it's they have their protocol. When we get on the radio, we advise them what we have, and they decide how they're gonna proceed within the school. And then if we need to know, then we ask them how did they set it up, and then we'll know, but they're the ones that decide internally how to set it up. And, you know, if there's an active shooter one day, God forbid, then that's just how we've all been trained together. So we're all gonna come in the same way. And then there's no need for anything more specific than this is what we have and we're going. Thank you, Al. Al had sent the email with the information to all of us. And I had spoken to my major also about it because of that, because she sent the email and then they asked me and I told them that it hadn't been brought up here in the meeting. So we tackled it a few different ways. Everything came back the same way.
All right.
Did you ever watch that meeting about the new security, the cameras? They're planning to change that or?
What?
The new, you know,
Yeah.
the school board meeting that they have compared that they want to put the metal detectors and all that.
That become policy once again.
There was no talk.
Listen, I cannot stay, I used to watch all those meetings, I cannot do 8, 10 hours of these meetings. That was a long meeting.
I mean, it affects us as well, that's what.
One more thing, I wish you the best.
Thank you, sir.
And I approve of Ms. Soto being also here. She's an asset to the YATF. So she's gonna be an asset here too.
Hopefully she'll be appointed, hopefully somebody else will apply since it's soon gonna be a second opening. And who knows, a third and a fourth, there'll be a lot of transition, guys. We've survived it in the past, we've gone through transitions in the past.
I am sorry, I have an emergency to go deal with, so I'm gonna excuse myself.
No,
Okay.
with
Alright.
that, I'll make a motion to adjourn, it's at 7:06,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Don't see you, that's pretty early. What do you mean?
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
I bet Tommy can say, no more.